Hello everyone. In this video, I will show you how to calculate the percentile rank of a particular score from a given dataset. But first, let's define the percentile. The P's percentile is the value of x that is greater than or equal to p% of the measurements and is less than or equal to 100 minus p% of the measurements. Let me give you a scenario. Suppose that you take a test, and in that test, your percentile rank is 85. Then that percentile rank of 85 means that 85% of the test takers scored below or equal to your score, and only 15% of the test takers scored above or equal to your score. And there are several ways to calculate the percentile rank. The first one is called the exclusive method. And from that name itself, it means that 0 and 100 percentile ranks are excluded. That means that if you take a test and you get the lowest score, your percentile rank will not be 0 because 0 is excluded. And if you are the top scorer or your score is the highest, you will not get 100 percentile rank because that would be excluded under the exclusive method. Now, under the inclusive method, the 0 and 100 percentile ranks are included. That means that if you get the highest score, your percentile rank will be 100 percentile rank. And if you get the lowest score, then your percentile rank will be 0 percentile rank. Right, and the third is just called other method. Now, these names, exclusive method, inclusive method, and other method, they are not official names. I just call it that way to describe the method. Now, when you calculate for the percentile rank, first thing that you need to do is arrange the data set from the lowest to the highest score. And remember that once the data set is being arranged, then the lowest score, the position number for that lowest score will be 1. And then the next lowest score, the position number is 2. And that will continue up to the largest score or the highest score. And then you can calculate the percentile rank using one of these three formulas. The first formula is for the exclusive method, and that will be PR is equal to I over n plus 1 times 100, where I represent the position number of the score that you want to calculate the percentile rank. And then inclusive method, the formula is PR equals I minus 1 over n minus 1 times 100. And for the other method, our formula is PR equals B plus 0.5 E over N times 100, where B is equal to the number of scores below the score that you want to calculate the percentile rank. And E is equal to the number of scores equal to the score that you want to calculate the percentile rank. Now let's take a look at an example. Here is our example. 30 students took a statistics test and their scores are listed below. So we have here the score of 20, 28, 32, 32, 40, 42, 42, 46, 48, 48, 48, 50, 53, 55, 55, 56, 57, 60, 60, 60, 60, 62, 62, 65, 65, 65, 68, 70, 70, 70. So these are the scores of 30 students. Now, the scores are already arranged from the lowest to the highest, going this way across, and then to the second row, and then third row. So they are already arranged. So we'll just go straight to the calculation of the percentile rank. And we are going to calculate the percentile rank using the three methods. Now for question A, we are asked to determine the percentile rank of the student who scored 68. Using the exclusive method, our formula is PR, percentile rank, is equal to I over n plus 1 times 100. Our I is the position number of the score 68. So if we count from the lowest up to 68, so this will be 10, and then 20, and then 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So the position number for the score of 68 is 27 from the lowest score. So our I is 27. And then we divide it by n plus 1. Our n is 30, so 30 plus 1. And then multiply it by 100. So 27 divided by 31 times 100, it gives us 87.1. And if we will round this to the nearest integer is 87. So the percentile rank of the score of 68 is 87th percentile rank. Now for the inclusive method, our formula is PR equals I minus 1 over n minus 1 times 100. And again, our I is 27. So 27 minus 1 over 30 minus 1. And this will give us 26 over 29. And then multiplied by 100, the result is 89.66. And if we round this to the nearest integer is 90. So that means that using the inclusive method, the percentile rank of the student who scored 68 is 90th percentile rank. Now using the other method, our formula is PR equals B plus 0.5E over N times 100. Our B is the number of scores below the score that we want to calculate the percentile rank. And because we want to know the percentile rank of the score 68 and the position number of 68 is 27, so that means that there are 26 scores below the score of 68. So our B is 26. And E is the number of scores equal to 68, and there's only one here, so our E is equal to 1. So our formula for the PR will be 26 plus zero point 0.5 times 1 over 30, and then multiply that result with 100, and we got 88.33. And rounding this to the nearest integer is 88. So that means that the percentile rank of the student who scored 68 using the other method is 88th percentile rank. And you notice that the percentile rank here that we got are different values. So that means that depending on the method that you're using, you will get the corresponding percentile rank, and in this case we got different values, but of course all of these values are acceptable and are correct depending on the method that you're using. Now for question B, we are asked to determine the percentile rank of the student who scored 60. Now using the exclusive method, our formula PR equals I over n plus 1 times 100. And for the score of 60, our I will be corresponding to the position of the score 60 that first appear on the list. So in this case, we have the first row, that's 10, and then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So the score 60 first appear on the 18th position. Okay, so I is 18. So our PR will be 18 over 30 plus 1 times 100. And this will give us 58.06. Now rounding this to the nearest integer, it will be 58. So using the exclusive method, the percentile rank of the student who scored 60 is 58 percentile rank. Now using inclusive method, our formula is PR equals I minus 1 over n minus 1 times 100. And again, our I is 18. So 18 minus 1 is 17. Our n is 30. So 30 minus 1 is 29. So 17 over 29 times 100. This will give us 58.62. And rounding this to the nearest integer, it is equal to 59. So the percentile rank of the student who scored 60 using the inclusive method is 59th percentile rank. All right, now using the other method, our formula is PR equals B plus 0.5E over N times 100. Our B is the number of scores below the score of 60. So again, because the 60 appears on the 18th position, so that means that there are 17 scores below 60. So our B is 17. And then for E, that will be the number of scores equal to 60. So if you count the scores, the number of scores of 60, there are 4 of them. So E is 4. So our formula will be 17 plus zero point 0.5 times 4 over 30. And then multiply it by 100. This will give us 63.33. And rounding this to the nearest integer, the percentile rank of the student who scored 60 using the other method is 63rd. Now again, using the exclusive, it's 58 percentile rank. Using the inclusive, it's 59th. And then using the other method is 63rd. And these numbers are different from each other because we're using different methods. And also, I want to point this out that we're rounding the percentile rank to the nearest integer. But it is also okay if you are asked to find the percentile rank using two decimal places. So if that's the case, using the exclusive method, it will be 58.06 percentile rank. And using the inclusive method, it will be 58.62 percentile rank. And using the other method, it will be 63.33 percentile rank. So those are the numbers if we use two decimal places. Alright, that's it for this video. Until next time, thank you for watching.